You're listening to This Week in Real Estate with your host, Rob Golfi. Brought to you by the Golfi Team at RE/MAX Escarpment, featuring Conrad Zarini, broker-owner of RE/MAX Escarpment Realty Inc., and Brian Hogben, owner of Mission 35 Mortgages. Let's hear what's going on in real estate this week.
What's going on, Labor Day weekend? Hey, what's happening, guys? So, Brian, I see you're at the cottage, and I see Conrad. He's at his look. I don't think it's I don't think he has that kind of glass.
But look, I'm dead calm. I don't know if you can see it. Dead calm.
Dead calm. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. I gotta be wearing my Golfi Team shirt. Everybody's got. Yeah, that's awesome. So you going anywhere, Conrad, or just handling everybody's problems all week?
Yeah, I got a couple of managers are on holiday, so I'm here. So I'm good. I'm glad. I'm happy. Yeah.
So Brian, what's happening, buddy? Is it been busy? I mean, there's been a shortage of listings out there. Inventory super low, and is it reflected through the business? Have you guys seen less deals coming through, or?
Yeah, our numbers are actually down. Units in August were down about 20%, but volumes are up, right? As the same story year over year, volumes are up over 30%. What we're starting to see just in the past week right now is a real resurgence in pre-approvals. So people coming back, getting pre-approved, and they're ready to take like the next run at it. They're like, okay, maybe they went to the patio because COVID opened up, sobered up a little bit, and realized, okay, I'm going to try again to get back into the market right now. So, which is reassuring to see, because I think there's going to be that opportunity right now to get back in. So
awesome. So the stats just came out with the August stats, and I mean, obviously, sales are down year over year, but average sale price is up pretty well right across the board. Am I correct about that, Conrad?
Yeah, no question. Well, you got to remember last August, that was the tip of the market. Actually, the tip of the market was September of 2020. So it was really, remember we were shut down for a couple of months, and then everybody kind of said, hey, my home is my sanctuary, and that's the only thing I can control. And everybody started pouring money into real estate. So we saw that huge increase. Yeah, we are down with the dog days of summer. We're starting to see a normal market, but I think you can't compare to last year. You can't compare to 2020. We got to go back to 2019, more normal market. And I think that's what people have to start to see, even though I know we're going to, they talk about the next wave or the fourth wave or what have you. But I think the market is starting to normalize, and we're seeing 2019 numbers. It's back on
sales
track
numbers
in terms of that. Yeah.
Yes. So what I see is the big gain. Now, I saw Glanbrook, 46% increase in average sale price year over year. What's going on there?
Well, look, the Glanbrook thing is a toughie, because sometimes you get a bunch of higher end homes that really pull it up. You remember Glanbrook was, a lot of new building, a lot of townhouse product that was built. Sometimes you get a couple of these oddball higher end that throw it off and pull the number up. But I think the big story is the amount of like you said, supply. We barely I just did Millcroft, the North Burlington neighborhood. There's like 7 days supply, 6 days supply of housing. Outrageous. We've never seen that. That's one thing that's different. Yeah, insane. Yeah.
So Hamilton East, 25% increase year over year.
Yep.
So the average sale price in Hamilton East is $601,000 average. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
and it's I just can't believe that. I remember, guys, and Brian, I mean, I'm sure you probably bought a property there for $30,000. And at the age that you're younger than Conrad and I, but shit,
Well, I used to work at Scotiabank Center Mall. And I remember getting so excited when I got a $100,000 mortgage. I was like, "Oh, this is a big one! This is going to help me achieve my goals, right?" And it's just unbelievable in that market area. I remember buying one on Newlands for $79,000.
Oh, wow. Well, my first purchase was $40,000. That was my first purchase. $40,000 for a home. Can you believe that crap?
No, I can't.
Unbelievable. I could actually check to see what the average what the price of that house is today. Maybe I should have kept it. The one on I remember on and I bought this as the market was going up on Chatham Street in Hamilton, 14 Chatham. I bought it for $100,000, and I thought, oh boy, this is a freaking steep.
Rob, I was on 7 Chatham. We are like neighbors. I was on 7 Chatham.
No kidding, 7.
I was on 7 Chatham. Like I could have yelled at you across the street, Rob.
So, no kidding. So I owned 14 and 15 Chatham. I owned the house across the street. I had students living in the house across the street. They ran it into the ground practically. They'd have a party, and the neighbors on the street knew I owned that house. So I would park my vehicle 2 blocks over, shut all the lights off of my house, and so I didn't get no neighbors coming. Hey, do you know they're having a party at your house there across the street? I didn't want to get the complaints from the neighbor. They would tell me the next day, did you know there's a party at the students were having a party? I go, really? I didn't know. I was gone all night. I was away. So, but no kidding. No kidding.
I think I might have been over there, Rob. I might have been at that party.
That was you partying there. So you liked the Southwest End a lot. That was your area that you liked. You and I were basically on the same loved that Southwest area.
Yeah. Well, and I'm 10 seconds from your office now as well too, right? Like,
yeah, no kidding.
Born and raised in the West End. I love it. And I think the Southwest had a marginally higher increase than lower increase in the East, right? That only went up 20%. I saw.
Yeah,
it was already high. It's already, that was a great market forever, right? Always a great market, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So changing things here. What's with the politicians? They're offering affordable or trying to get the housing crisis under control. In my opinion, and Conrad, I know you've done your research on this. These guys, all of them are out to lunch on what they're offering. Like now I sent something in. Now, what numbers do you want to use? The 1973 or 76 numbers?
So either one, it doesn't matter. Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the deal. Now here's the deal. So the Trudeau government wants to I'm going to give you. So the Liberals want to build and preserve or repair 1.4 million homes in the next 4 years. Okay. So I don't know what the hell preserve means. And the Conservatives, they want to build 1 million homes in the next 3 years. So that's about 333,000 homes. Yeah. The NDP wants to build 500,000, 500,000 affordable homes in the next 10 years. So what about the other homes? I don't know. Like, how can you build affordable homes? There's no homes at all. So anyway, I took numbers from 1976. I think now, Conrad, I don't know. I thought there was a boom in 76.
We had just wage. It was good. It was who was in power? That's when Joe Clark took a little. It was not. It was okay.
Was that Trudeau? Was that Trudeau back then
Trudeau, and then Joe Clark won a minority government. Then Trudeau collapsed in a non-confidence vote for the budget. Yeah,
right.
And then Trudeau just did exactly the same thing as the Conservatives did in the budget 6 months later.
So the population in 1976, 23.45 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Population, I guess now I'm going to say 38 million in 2021. Yeah. 38 million. Okay. That shows what, a 62% increase in population in Canada in all those years. Okay. So so we don't have the new home starts or total starts for the last 6 months. So I did the first 6 months of 2021. New home starts, first 6 months of 2021, 133,809. Okay. Then I said, okay, let's see what the new home starts were in 1976. New home starts, first 6 months of 1976, 366,897. They built twice as many homes in 6 months than we did in 6 months. We're talking how many, 40 years later? How many years later?
Yeah.
So what the heck are these guys thinking? Like, we got immigration happening like crazy, 62% increase in population. And are they going to like this crisis they're going to have this crisis for the next 10, 20 years, Conrad. Brian,
they'll never catch up. They'll never catch up. Yeah, this is going to be a phenomenon. They've been asleep for the last 5 decades. There's without a doubt. You've got so many factors that have affected, the cost of housing, like over and over again. That's going to just keep skyrocketing. It's going to be unattainable. And the other thing is they have a lot of great ideas, but they don't have the keys to the castle. Like, in a sense, it's the municipalities and the province that sets density and development. The only thing that's interesting, conservatives did say, if we're giving you money for transit, if we're giving you federal money for transit, you better increase your density, or else we're taking the money back. So that's one thing. But other than that, federal government has no power to do this. The only thing is they're going to try to change the criminal code and make blind bidding illegal via the criminal code. So that's going to be an interesting thing. How that's going to all come down. And they talk about a buyer, bill of rights, but they took all sellers' rights away, and that's kind of scary.
I know they're making it tough for builders, and I know. Okay, listen, the builders, they're rich, they're super rich, they're making money. But we need them more now than ever. We need them, and they got to reduce the costs for the permits and the levies and everything else. The cities and townships, they just keep raising it. And I'm going to tell you, I know some builders, but I'm not promoting these guys or anything like that. But they're making it tough for them, and it's costing the consumer big time. And I don't know. I guess these guys don't get it. I don't know what they're doing. They're just, they're sitting in their offices, and people say, don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. I don't know. I don't know, guys. And I think they got to do something. And this housing crisis is going to continue for a long time. And you were mentioning that in 25 years, the average sale price they predicted in Australia was going to be what?
Yeah. So Australia, they don't have blind bidding. They have open bidding. It's like an auction, but it's a very emotional thing. If you've ever seen one, it gets emotional. Buyers just start trumping each other. They become blind to the value and just like winning the deal. So they found out that and they did a study in 2018. So, and they said in the next 25 years, a single detached in Sydney will be probably close to 7 million. Single detached in all of Australia, and Australia is a big place, will probably close to 3 million, and condos will be around the 2 million mark. However, they don't have the big increase from 18 to 21. And as a matter of Q1 in Australia, Q1, just one quarter, they had a 7% increase in Australia. So the blind bidding, look, this is always a supply and demand issue. Demand is high. I don't care if you're blind bidding or if it's an open bid. There's just only so much supply, right? And if people are willing to pay for it, they're willing to pay for it. But that's pretty much in a nutshell. So I think we're going to see some. Yeah, it's going to be. It's all over the world. This is a global thing, and it's in the U.S. To a lesser degree in the U.S., but Europe is seeing the same thing, and Australia. So
I think they are trying. Like, some of the propositions for the mortgage rules are decent though, and some of them really suck. Like unfortunately, the Liberal one. When you look at the Liberal one, they were looking at reducing the Canada Mortgage and Housing premium by a quarter point. You know what that works out to for the average home buyer? 7 to 10 grand. It's 7 to 10 grand more you could buy it for. But mind you, the Conservatives, they said if they reintroduce and push a 7 to 10 year rate, non-stress tested, that actually would make a difference of 100 to 125 grand in purchasing power. That's a ton. And that's huge. And then the NDP, they ended up saying going from 25 to 30 years for first-time home buyers. Let's be honest, those are the ones that are having the toughest time. If they go from 25 to 30 year, that actually equates to almost 60 to 65,000, which ain't bad. So it may not, solve the supply shortage, but, giving some newer rules to those first-time home buyers is going to help a little bit, I think, anyways.
Would it drive, you think, to drive the prices of homes up even higher just because of the 30-year? Now it's the affordability. They just stepped up a little bit more for the affordability for people to afford. Is that going to?
I think it just gives that first-time home buyer the ability to step on the field. Like right now, they can't even get on the field, right? So at least now they can on the field. They can take a swing, and maybe get in there, because the other guy, the repeat home buyer, and everybody else, they're already in the game. The investor's already in the game. Yeah. If that first-time home buyer can qualify for 60 to 100 grand more, I don't think it would drive the prices up that much more. You'd have a few more people, maybe marginally, but now you'd get those people to be able to buy homes. A few of them would be able to get in more.
Awesome, guys. Listen, thank you so much. Run out of time. Brian Hogbin here, Mission 35 Mortgages, Conrad Zerini at RE/MAX Escarpment and RE/MAX Niagara, and myself here, Rob Golfi, here with RE/MAX Escarpment. Anyway, guys, have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll chat next week.
Great, Rob. We'll see you.
Take care.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, guys.